Hello, I'm Dr. Collins, and this is an instructional video for our Physics 100A at-home laboratory on freefall. Each of you will be given a tennis ball during your in-class laboratory, which we are going to measure how fast this drops. In other words, this is going to be our first laboratory in which we measure G. Now, the other thing that you will need, you do not necessarily need a meter stick, but you will need a ruler, a measuring device, or anything that you know the length of. And this must be placed in your video. Now, a couple things that you need to do. First thing you need to do is download and install the tracker software. We've provided video links online that will show you exactly how to do this. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Download and install the tracker software. And then the second thing you're going to do is once you go through those videos, you'll learn how to analyze the data. So then here's what you expect then. For your first analysis, you're going to be dropping a ball in taking a video of you dropping a ball. So it's going to be you dropping a ball and you make a video of it. Now, what you want to make sure of in terms of what you need, what I have here would not be enough. You want to include the point where you start drop. You want to include the floor. And you want the background to be kind of dull enough so that when you do drop the ball will be bright enough to be able to see. Now, it doesn't really matter, how far you drop it from, because the tracker software is going to take care of that. So you can just drop it from any height. Okay? So you can drop it like that. Okay? And then you're going to be measuring that. That's going to be your analysis. Now, your analysis, you're going to be working with a lab partner. And you can either do this one of two ways. You can actually physically get together with that lab partner and do your work together. Okay? When you do that, basically, you are dropping the ball 3 times. Your partner is dropping the ball 3 times. So you're going to have 6 videos total to analyze with the tracker software. Okay? 6 videos total to analyze. Now, in that first video, we want you to also record something else. Over on the side, what you'll see is a column of specific times and specific vertical positions. If you follow through the instructional video of the tracker software, it changes the parameter that you're measuring to Y instead. And so then what you want to do is you want to find the time where this starts to move, where this starts to drop, where this starts to change. That's the time when it's at the top. It's not going to be 0 because if you want to include that point when you release the ball, you're actually going to start the video before then. You're going to start the analysis before then because you can't figure out exactly when that ball's going to be dropped. So what you want to do is you want to take the time. You need to time off the list where this just begins to fall right before. In other words, the next time after this, the Y is going to be different. So in other words, if you're looking at the tracker software, you have balls up here, have separate positions of the ball. You want this one right here. You want the time here, and you also want the Y position, the vertical position. Okay. The second one that you want is you also want the time and the vertical position at the bottom. And the point about this is it must be before it bounces. You must record these before it bounces. Okay? So those will be listed over here. So you're going to record that. And as well as recording your fit data. So the important thing out of your fit data, you're fitting it to a parabola. And so if we look at what the parabola is, basically it's a t squared plus bt plus c, where c is the constant. And if we compare this to the formula that we get for free fall, y equals y naught plus v naught t plus 1/2 a t squared. If we compare it to that formula here, we find that the acceleration here, which is negative g. So if we plug that number in, we know that the coefficient of the t squared is the important number because that's going to tell us the acceleration. So this coefficient is half the acceleration, and the acceleration is negative g. So if we plug negative g in there, is equal to our a. And so G is equal to absolute value of 2 times A. So expect A to be a negative number. Okay, so that's for the first one. Now for the rest of them, you will be doing 6 of these, and you'll just be recording that coefficient A. Calculating G, put them in the table, calculating the average, and the standard deviation for that value. Then there's some suggested analysis at the bottom, but it's not the only analysis you can do. What we want you to do is we want you to think of different ways that you might want to analyze the data, different things that you might want to look at. Is there a difference if maybe you held it up higher in one of them or held it down lower in one? Is there a difference if you between you and your partner, the way that you analyzed it or the way your partner analyzed it? Okay, so for all of those, we want you to take a look at that and be thinking on your own. That's what we want to encourage you to do. And that's the good thing about the tracker software, because we do not have to just analyze somebody sitting up here and dropping the ball. We can analyze a motion like this, where you toss the ball up into the air. We can find the acceleration of that ball. Or, if you really want to get fancy, you can toss the ball to your friend. I'm here by myself, so I just lost the ball. Or you can find some other motion that you want to analyze. So for your alternate motion, we just want you to come up with something, anything that you might want to analyze. You might want to analyze the bounce. In the instructional video, that bounce looked pretty nice. Maybe we could analyze it. But analyze, of course, your own bounce. And so what we want with that, the screenshots we want a screenshot of you doing your alternate motion, whatever that motion is. Okay? The other screenshot we want one screenshot of your first trial, one of the trials, with the full thing here with the fit down here. That's the other thing. You do not have to make these screenshots full screen and print them out on an entire one piece of paper. Please print these out like maybe half a page or something. Something so we can read it, but something so we can see that you did it. Okay? Because that's what we want. Something so you did it. Okay? So for your screenshots for the first drop, you and your partner are going to have different ones. Okay? For the alternate one, you and your partner should have different alternate motions unless you are doing it together. If you're doing it together, then it's fine for you to go ahead and share that analysis because you've actually done it together. The idea is do it. Do this thing. Explore this thing. Okay? All right, well, I hope that clarified some things. We'll be putting more videos up on Moodle, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy.